Hey guys, welcome to your video review for chapters 22, 23, and 24. Now remember, the test for tomorrow is all new style questions. You're going to have 26 of them, basically three chunks of questions from chapter 22, 23, and 24. So let's get started here, starting with the early stuff with chapter 22. The first part is going to deal with the return to normalcy and what Warren G. Harding believed is we have to get out of the reform movement mindset and the World War I mindset and move back to our traditional values and cultures. Get away from the idea of progressivism and move that to an industrial side of our society and get people working and get people thinking about the good things and not all the bad things that were happening to our country. Also, Warren G. was rather conservative for the most part. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that for now. The next one is the religion versus science debate. Pretty simple. The fundamentalists versus the modernists. Obviously, you have the theory of evolution versus the Bible. Make sure you know the difference between what the fundamentalists wanted versus what the modernist side wanted. Where the whole trial started out with the Scopes monkey trial that happened with John Scopes when he was teaching the theory of evolution in class. Women in the 1920s. The article the little excerpt that you're going to read is going to be about the history of feminism in America from 1969, and it's going to look at how women challenged society in general, try to challenge the accepted standards and norms and criteria that they all had. Obviously, with the time period with 1920s, very significant in women's history for what happened that year. Make sure you understand that and the outcome of that. And then really just in general, the idea of the whole flapper woman in general, like what the idea of the flapper was. Okay. Moving on here to the next parts, which is Brother, Can You Spare Me a Dime, going into the Great Depression. And you're just going to see the lyrics. I highly recommend you listen to the entire song tonight or go find the lyrics online and read them so you understand what it's about. Obviously, it's the Great Depression coming out of World War I. And how could this time period be linked to other areas in U.S. history? So look that over tonight. Make sure you have any questions about that. Let me know tomorrow beforehand. The Dust Bowl, there's a picture that you're going to look at. If you should be able to understand what the picture is telling you. So, and the last part with the second portion would be Herbert Hoover and chapter 23, and this is going to deal with the ordeal of Herbert Hoover from 1963 and how he was more of an ideologist than anything else, how he dealt with the Great Depression, how he was more of a hands-off approach than getting dirty like FDR did with what FDR tried to create with all the New Deal programs. The New Deal programs, while I'm here, the WPA, the CCC, the TVA, the NRA, Social Security Act. I think those are it. If there's one more, I'll let you know. But that's really about it, I believe. Okay, moving on to our next one, the New Deal. Just kind of what the whole purpose of the New Deal was. Kind of a spread on social Darwinism, abandoning that idea and saying, you know what, we don't need this, the survival of the fittest. We need more of an idea to work together. It was a very progressive movement, trying to go back to the early 1900s and the reform movement. Let's keep that idea going since the economy was awful. Where are we at here? Obviously, the Great Depression of the 1930s played a huge role of why the New Deal ever was created. Social Security Act, like I told you today, there'll be a political cartoon in there and just kind of talks about the old age pensions that were created by Francis Townsend, Dr. Francis Townsend. Oh, and the purpose for what Social Security was, the reason why it was created back in the Great Depression was to help out the elderly and adequately meet the needs that they had. Lastly, the last part would be the court packing plan, and there's going to be a political cartoon that you'll have to look at, dealing with a guy basically taking down American democracy, taking out its two pillars. Make sure you read the cartoon. Okay. Oh, the other New Deal program, FDIC. Make sure you understand what that one is. But make sure you understand the ones that were unconstitutional, like the NRA, the AAA, why they were unconstitutional. But other than that, you guys should be good to go. So if you have any questions, email me tonight, please. I'll see you tomorrow.